Television, where we get to tell you the country diragalang mo Northwest, mo province ya rona ya Bokone Bophirima. Ka leina nna ke bidiwa kere Nyakallo Mosala. Mme ke tsamaya ke le mose gompieno. My co-host Ananias Ndlovu will not be joining us today, and he will be joining us later on in the week. As you know, this show is where we get to unpack the country diragatseng mo Northwest mo letsatsing la gompieno kgotsa mo during the course of the week. And one of the stories that we'll be looking at today is earlier on during this week. Re le mona ba leng gore ba bolaile Ntate Morake Mavuka ko Brits. So they appeared in the Brits Magistrates Court and they were sentenced to 22 years for the murder in 2015 in December on the 29th. So what allegedly happened is that Remo Mavuka had gone to look for his goat that had gone missing. He was an upcoming vegetable farmer. So upon arriving home, he found that one of his goats had gone missing. He took his 3 sons and went into the field to look for the goat, which was found in a nearby dam. Upon taking out the carcass from the dam, he put it in the car. As he was ready to drive off, he was approached by 2 men who are known as Schalk Meiberg, who's a junior, and Schalk Meiberg, senior, who are father and son. They approached him and they started beating him, accusing him of having stolen the goat. So eventually the men fell from being assaulted, and Schalk Meiberg Jr. got into the car and drove over Re Mavuka. So it is also alleged that the following day, on the 30th of December 2015, they went to the police station and reported. However, they said that they were assaulted. So the late Mavuka had assaulted them, so they fought him in self-defense and later killed him in self-defense. However, Mora Waha Mavuka, who had seen everything, he's 15 years old and had seen everything while his father was being beaten up and killed as a result. He told the police that he related the whole story to the police and told what had happened. And they were later arrested on the 10th of January of 2016 and charged with the murder. Earlier on this week, they were each sentenced 22 years in prison for the murder. Now the family is saying that the judge, who is judge in this case, he was very lenient in this case because this is a murder. This has taken a father, a brother, an uncle from the family who was also a breadwinner. So they are saying that 22 years for the murder of Re Mavuka is lenient, but the judge is arguing that because this was not a premeditated murder, then that is why they were afforded a 22 years prison sentence. Moving on, we are going to be looking into Re Volmarans. We had seen local newspapers of Naledi. We had read inside it where we had the lead story was Volmarans was not guilty again. So Re Volmarans is he's the ANC member of parliament and is also the former executive mayor of Rustenburg local municipality. He was alleged to have benefited. He got donation. He was alleged to have gotten donations. They included 130 buffaloes, 50 white rhinos, 50 sables, and as well as 32 nyalas. They were worth 100 million rand. So you would remember the portfolio committee chairperson Mebiza Nkopane is against these allegations because he's saying that once the allegations came, they did investigation and they found out that Revon Marans did not benefit anything. He did not get any of the animals donated to him as alleged by the media reports earlier on during the year. Those animals were to be donated to the Southern African Rare Game Breed, which is a holding company that was set up by Revon Marans in July of 2015. And with his partners who are Rea Andries Boshoff, who is the previous municipal manager of Rustenburg local municipality, as well as businessman Rea Mike de Kock. Rea Mike de Kock is the managing director of Ensilvo's company, which is an engineering, a construction company that is busy with the construction. Yeah, Rustenburg Rapid Transport. Rustenburg Rapid Transport, it is a BRT system, a bus rapid transport system that is being implemented more Rustenburg. But also, that is also the project is also marked by controversy because when the project was launched in July of 2011, it was supposed to have been completed and operational a few years later. However, 8 years later, we are still without the completed construction here, the Rustenburg Rapid Transport. Also, remember, the reason that we are saying Revon Marans is not guilty again, the reason that we are using the word again is that a few years later, he was accused of having been the mastermind behind the murder. One of the ANC councillors, Mo Rustenburg, who was known as Ray Moses Parkway, who was a ward councillor for Rustenburg North. He alongside his former bodyguard, who was Enoch Matsaba, the former NMC for Transport and Infrastructure, Re Amos Matabuche, as well as O Banana Mpomani, who is a prominent businessman, rather, Mo Rustenburg. They were accused of having been involved in the murder. However, years later, they were acquitted after Revon Marans and Enoch Matsaba being sentenced to life imprisonment, and Revon Marans being sentenced to 20 years in prison for the murder. However, they were acquitted after the witness in the case had withdrew his statement and alleged that he was coerced into making the statement. Now, moving forward to other stories that are making headlines in the Northwest, we are going to be looking at a rally in Go Marikana, where COSATU, which is the Congress of South African Trade Unions, is calling for the reinvestigation of the Marikana murders. By the Marikana murders, we mean all the Marikana murders, regardless of, well, it doesn't necessarily only limit to the 34 miners or the 44 all Marikana massacre. So COSATU is saying, all the Marikana murders have to be reinvestigated. The Marikana massacre. On the 16th of August 2012, we had mine workers who went on a shootout le Mabodisi after they were on a wage strike for Lonmin mine. So during that, 34 miners were killed and 10 other people, including police and protection service officers, were also murdered during the massacre. And so what they're saying is that the first president, COSATU, Mike Shingange, was saying that the NAM, which is the National Union of Mine Workers, must now come together and restore its dignity, and also advised mine workers should have a choice ya gore ba affiliate le which union. They must be unionized, but they should not be made to choose. I mean, they should be made to choose which union they want to affiliate with. So it is quite an interesting turn of events, because if you remember, there's been the AMCU le NAM. NAM has lost its members rather, especially in the platinum mine industry, having lost it to the now emerging, a very quite new AMCU, way before the Marikana massacre. Now COSATU is encouraging NAM to go back and get their members back and form Babe strong and united. But also what they're saying is that the mine bosses is the enemy, because they are taking millions home and are leaving these people who go Lasega, Mukoti and dig the platinum, which make them so that what he's saying is that the mine bosses are getting rich while the poor mine workers are getting poorer by the day. They're going home with peanuts and end up getting sick and being dead from asbestos and other poisons under the Now, as we move forward, from October, the matriculants have been busy with their exams. Now, they are already on the 5th week. As they are on the 5th week, the exams that are just about to conclude, with only a few papers left. Amongst them, Gidi English. In fact, they started with English, which is second additional language, first additional language, the home language English paper 1 on the 23rd of October, when the examinations started. The paper still already says Afrikaans English paper 3, which includes the second additional language, home language, the first additional language, history. They haven't written, information technology, amongst others, life orientations, but on the 28th of November. Now, with regards to that, the Department of Education nationally has advised the matriculants must refrain from doing the pens down party, because we know as a tradition for the matriculants, they would after party after their exams have been finalized, they would throw a party and pens down by so they put the pens down literally and start Gadi party. So because in previous instances some of the people have been stepped, some of the learners have been stepped, they've advised against them for those kind of parties and rather focus on their futures and apply next year school focus study. Also once the matric results are over in January, on the 8th of January 2020, the matric results will be released. Go Fields College, Rustenburg. It is quite interesting. We'll still have a lot more after the break. We'll just take a quick break and we'll be back with more of the news on our first. Stay tuned. Welcome back, Boki Waruna, yo, Ratekham. You are still tuned in into Northwest today, more in Inferno Television. I'm still your host, the beautiful Nyakalo Mosala. And if you missed us before the break, we were talking about the news headlines, Mono Province Nyaruna in which included father and daughter who were sentenced to 22 years in prison for the murder and emerging farmer Go Barretsi, in which they allegedly rode over him after having accused him of stealing a goat allegedly belongs to him. And then we went on to talk about Revon Marans, who has been found not guilty of having benefited or of having had the donation include 130 buffaloes, 50 white rhinos, 50 sables, masuma mararo le worth 100 million rand. So he's been cleared of anything, and a few years back he was cleared of murder after one of the witnesses in the case had withdrew his accusations and saying that he was coerced into making the statement. We also spoke about COSATU, which is calling on the reinvestigation of all the Marikana killings, for any killings Marikana, including the 2012 Marikana massacre. They should be reinvestigated, as well as we spoke about the matric results, which are running smoothly. Well, they are running smoothly according to the MEC, or Education Northwest. There's quite a few papers for decency before the matric results are over, and one of matric people's she's saying for the papers have gone too well, and in Rustenburg any incidents with regards to cheating and everything. They have been advised for the depends down. Also remember the matric results first they are on the 8th of January 2020. Now if we're moving forward to what is a bit lighter, the readiness province prima for this festive season. The province is ready for the festive season. A campaign we need to try against crime. So festive season, we have a lot of people that come to our province, to our cities, different, who are maybe local sometimes and international sometimes, who come to this province to experience our attraction, tourist attraction places in the north. So any crime activities, and then it's going to be hard for these people to invest their money in the province. They will not. It is also going to affect economy ya province, because then if any criminal activities happen, they will they will be against coming back to the Northwest as a tourist destination. So he was saying that Batu should report any crime activities, especially during this festive season. Any criminal activities, they should work hand in hand. He was also advised for depend as a community, we should not depend on the South African police services. And look, another two things. Report anything that is happening that may seem untoward. If it's of criminal activity, we report it so that they act on it as as soon as possible. This is the reason that this is coming out. We should disregard ourselves from the criminal activities. At the beginning of the week, we had 2 people who were killed for the Durban beachfront. So because of that, people have been cautioned against going to Durban beachfront, whether they're tourists or locals. They've been cautioned against going to the Durban beachfront. So if it happens to our province, then it means it's going to be we're going to lose Chile, then it's not going to be economical for us to lose Chile. It will spend you in the province, the tourists and people that come into our province, as I mentioned earlier. And to close on the show, we have quite a very interesting thing that is happening in the Northwest for the first time. We have our homeboy, King Mufasa, Casper Nyovest, who is coming to the province, and more specifically to Rustenburg Royal Bafokeng Stadium to fill up the Royal Bafokeng Stadium. This fill up Royal Bafokeng is one of the series, because he's been on a mission to fill up the stadium with his performances. He started fill up the Dome, Adira, go fill up FNB, go fill up Orlando, and later on Adira fill up Moses Mabhida, which he says is the he recovered from, because he experienced a 7 million debt. But he has recovered from that, and he's now ready to fill up a Royal Bafokeng Stadium, excuse me. His show will be running on the 15th of December, and Casper Nyovest is what we would regard to as the celebrities, local the national artists. But this with this Philip Royal Bafokeng, he's taking a different approach, and instead he will be on the lineup of the local talent within the province. So what he's saying basically is that he wants to expose the talent which has otherwise not been exposed, to probably find themselves as successful as he is. So he's going to promote them Go Show Philip Royal Bafokeng on the 15th of December. Show it start at 2 o'clock, and remember, itla griwa from 100 Rand for the level 3 ticket, and then for the Golden Circle the ticket retails at 400 Rand. Remember, sometimes he struggles. These Philip series, he struggles to get sponsorship or partnership, but this year he is working in partnership with Samsung Electronics Africa, and they did confirm the partnership. They will be partnering with him for this series. Philip Royal Bafokeng Royal Bafokeng Stadium, and with that they're going to be giving away 30 Samsung Galaxy A30. So from the 15th of November up until the 15th of December, they will be giving away 30 of these cell phones. So they will give one each day. For more details, if you want to know what happens, you can follow them on any of the social media pages. But remember, get your ticket as soon as you can, so otherwise you are going to mess up. Let us rally behind our homeboy and make sure because he's recovered from the Moses Mabhida debt, we can only rally behind him. This fill up Royal Bafokeng becomes a success. Get your tickets, and also remember, you can follow us on any New Infinity Television on any of the social media pages, and also remember to download. If you using a laptop, an Android phone, you can download the app on Google Play Store. That's it for today. I wish I had more news for you, but we will be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. Really fa di kantse lo gore di diragala mo Northwest jaaka gale. And also remember go ikgolaganya le rona as well to give us the news le gore bona gore they are worth sharing more on this platform. From myself, Nyakano Musala, and the team, it's a good night.